Now we come to the next one, that is the sa-dosam. In Pali it is dosa. Dosa is ill will, actually, mostly interpreted as ill will. So here is written sa-dosam. Mind with hate, as mind with hate. Now what is this hateful mind? So it's basically ill will, anger, frustration, anxiety, irritation, resentment, animosity, annoyance, remorse, loneliness, sadness, fear. Now it is so much. Ill will is so much. It covers so much that we experience in our mind daily. We experience a lot of irritation. We experience a lot of anger. We experience a lot of disturbances. Now these are all ill will mind. It is very easy to recognize ill will mind. Like I said before, because it brings about unpleasant feeling. You feel very unpleasant. So you probably say that is unhappiness. Because it is dukkha, feeling that is hard to bear. Dukkha, suffering. That is ill will. Very easy to recognize, which I told you just now. Where else the attachment is more difficult, because attachment got two types of feelings: the happy feeling and the neutral feeling. But attachment do not have unpleasant feeling. No. Unpleasant feeling arises with the ill will mind. Do not have happy feeling or equanimity feeling, neutral feeling. This type of mind only have one type of feeling, and that is unpleasant feeling. So when you start to shout and quarrel with people and you say, I am right, you are wrong. Even though you are right, you are also wrong, because you are full of anger, and that is wrong. Because the ill will burns your body. Once your mind has ill will, the heat in your mind is so strong, it burns your body as well. That's why you see people who are so angry that the whole face turn red, the whole body also can turn red, the heat element. And they can even die of ill will. Yes. Even the vein also snap. A person is so angry that he dies. Die of anger. Yes. And anger brings a lot of problem. Anger brings a lot of heart attack, this and that. It brings a lot of body sickness. Once we have a lot of sadness, a lot of all this fear, we lose our body immunity, strength of the body to protect. So we get sick. We can get sick very easily if we have a lot of strong ill will in our mind. Only when we meditate, we have peace of mind, we have wholesome mind, our body builds up, become very strong. The viruses find it difficult to attack our body because our mind affects our body. Our immunity system becomes very strong and powerful and stable. Once our mind is stabilized, then how do ill will arises? Of course, an unpleasant object. An object that is unpleasant. Right or not? Means that you see something you don't like to see. You eat something you don't like to eat. Or you smell something you don't like to smell. Unpleasant smell, unpleasant taste. Or your body feel sticky, unpleasant feeling from the body. Then mentally you feel uncomfortable. So that's a part of ill will arises, dissatisfaction and so forth. So what do? You need to develop awareness, mindfulness. of that evil mind so that it will die away. The power of mindfulness is once you detach your mind, then it dies off by itself. But if you don't, when the mind is involved with this thinking process, along with these unpleasant objects, then it flows in the stream, that carries you down, pulls you down. You can feel very, very sad. You can feel very, very disturbed. It just pull you down. Pull your mind down to the very bottom. Just pull it down. Like a heavy, very heavy weight. Just pull you down. People can go crazy if they have these bad thoughts, strong bad thoughts, and get so depressed that they can actually go crazy. So we need to note this ill will mind, and a mind that is free from ill will. Once you watch this ill will, it disappears, then you know now the mind is free from ill will. Once you know that it works, then you develop the confidence in meditation, which is very important. It builds up that confidence, the faith that it works. Otherwise, you say, what I do here, sitting, rising, falling, nothing one. There are people who sit 20 years or so. How is your progress? Nothing. Rising, falling 20 years. Then I say, do you know anything or not? It should be knowing. When you meditate, you should be knowing whatever arises in mind, feeling, body, you should know. So once you know, then you should build up your confidence that these things really exist. If you don't take care of it, then our life is upside down. Our life is a lot of problem. So, do not think yourself as a hateful person. Do not get very depressed because your mind is angry and all the time. It is just a state of mind. You must remember that in the practice of watching the mind is just an object. Do not think that, I am so hateful, people don't like me, or I am so jealous, people don't like me. Don't associate with the me or the I or the mind. It is just a mental state that arises and it disappears. The mind is not you. It's not yours. It does not belong to you. It is not me. It is just a mind. It's just condition arises. They pass away. It is just a condition, a state of mind. That with mindfulness, then it becomes wholesome. Without mindfulness, it becomes unwholesome. That is all. If you are mindful, you watch it. Watching the mind, it becomes wholesome. Without mindfulness, it becomes unwholesome. It becomes worse and worse. The problem becomes more and more. Then add on, the problem keep on adding on, more and more problem. Because there's no mindfulness. So we come to the third one. Deluded mind. What is this deluded mind? Moha, deluded mind. Well, it is also sometimes termed as ignorant, confusion, not knowing, mental blindness, mental darkness. It's probably has the same meaning as a deluded mind. A deluded mind, when you meditate and you just blank, the mind is just blank, you're just not aware of your feelings, your mind state, your body, just not aware at all, and you don't even know you're meditating or sleeping. Now that's a form of deluded mind. It's like someone sitting there just staring at space, and you put your hand in front of his eyes, he can't even see it, but he's staring through your hand. It's a kind of deluded mind. He doesn't know what's happened. You call him, what? You're here? What happened? Nothing happened. just deluded. It just doesn't know what's happening. It's a kind of deluded mind that we have. Sometimes a lot of this deluded mind arises as well in our daily life. Just confused. Just don't understand. Just understand why. There are a lot of time when you come into sadness, something that happened, and you just get this blankness of mind. You just don't know what to do. It is like when my mother passed away and my father was totally lost. He just sit there and staring and we call him, he can't even hear us. Just sit there for hours like that. And just staring, but don't know what. Huh? What is that? He say, time for food. He say, no lah, not hungry. Time is for lunch. Take something lah. No lah. Take a drink lah. Not thirsty lah. But he just sit there. Just stare at space. Then he says, finally say, I don't know what to do already lah. Don't know what to do lah. Of course, he doesn't know what to do. My mother is the first one who died in the family. He doesn't know what to do. Then I say, never mind lah, I take care lah. I do it the Buddhist way lah. Okay, you take charge, do it the Buddhist way. He's lost, he's totally confused. He's just doesn't know what to do. The mind just don't know what to think. Perhaps because of sadness as well. But a lot of moha state, a lot of ignorant state of mind, just jam like that, just can't work anymore. Just staring, just stare. That's why I arrange the Buddhist way. Very simple. Buddhist way is very simple, very, very simple. The Buddhist way, get some monk, do some chanting. Then he say, is that all lah? I say, yeah, Buddhist one, very simple, that's all. Do something, and then we have a monk's robe, and after that, we pass it to the monks. They say, so quiet ah. Can we get somebody to do the lalapi like that? Or sometimes the latest songs. I say, you want that ah? They say, must make some noise lah, let neighbors know lah. So I say, okay. So I call up and pay a few $100 and get somebody to lalapi here, 20 of them. No, make a lot of noise. And then you feel more happy. Now people knows. So it's a confused state of mind. We do experience a lot of confusion, mental states. So we just note the confusion mental states. It will change as you aware of it. Then it change. They know it's confusion, moha. Then it will start to change. Then it's able to, once you watch it, the mind goes back to calmness, then they are more able to think properly. Then they're able to solve a lot of things once your mind is out of the darkness, out of this moha state. There are two very distinct dormant mental states. It has the under one that is doubtful mind, another is the dispersed mind. Pali we say vichikicca. The second one is uddacca in Pali. So this ignorant mind has these two types that appears in our mind as ignorant mind. I think we'll continue with this talk next week. There are a lot of things to talk about the mind, and we'll try to cover as much as possible for you to understand what the mind is and how to watch this mind.